Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man in black, the infamous Dustin Mack, and tonight I'm drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin at Demos, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's all so mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Moe's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Moe's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, know it's a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Moe's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. There we go. I got the damn button to work. All right, everybody. Welcome to Drinking at Moe's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, as everybody says, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good shit. YouTube's algorithm continues to be a pain in my ass, so like and all that stuff there. Don't forget about the audio platforms. I am excited to have with me Dustin Mack. How you doing?
Yes, sir, the man in black. I'm excited to be drinking at Moe's tonight. How you doing, Mo?
Oh, I can't complain. I mean, I'm not drinking alcohol tonight, but I mean, I do my other favorite beverage, Dr. Pepper. I'm going good there.
Yeah, we're sticking to H2O tonight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, I go on some tangents on this show, and you just made me think of a story from a NXT house show I went to. I
All
was
right, we're
like,
starting off hot.
yeah, I was right by the. Well, I have something a question that I ask everybody at first, but you made me think of the story, so we're going to start with that first tonight. But I forget who it was, but they had like a fitness gimmick where they like had a water bottle in their corner and shit. And I was right by the entrance, maybe 5 rows back. I don't remember, but there was a point where I literally got the crowd to chant, "Water sucks. It really, really sucks."
Wow. You know what? How dare you? H2O.
And what makes it even funnier, same match not too much longer later, he was going to go take a drink from the water bottle, and I just yelled out, "Water sucks. Gatorade's better. Gatorade." And he just looks at me and points over like, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, well, yeah, you're throwing him off his game, man. How dare you just disrespect water like that?
That's I Hey, I got nothing against water.
He wanted to smack you in your Abdullah Oblongata.
I
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God, yeah, we're gonna go on a water boy tangent here. But I my goal when I'm in the crowd at a show, especially when I'm that close, I'm trying to make somebody crack. I don't. I'll find a moment to say some off the wall shit and just get somebody just absolutely butts. I don't care, referee, wrestler, manager, ring announcer.
Yep.
commentators, if they're at ringside, I don't care. And more often than not, I get it at some point in the night. I get somebody. I've even got Mike Bennett. I've gotten
Oh
him.
Lord.
I got him. He even admitted it to me after the show because when I got him, I just yelled out, Adam! And he just was looking down like, you mother. And I told
Broke
him,
her right in the middle of the ring.
I told him, I was talking to him after the show, and he was just like, dude, you popped the hell out of me. And I'm like, yes,
Yes.
that's what
I
it's
got
like.
one.
I got one. I got it good. All right. Well, now that I've gone on that damn tangent, the
I'm
first
glad I
thing
could
that I
make you relive
normally
that.
start off, you know, oh, I love telling stories like that. But the first thing I like to start off with everybody with is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you deciding to make the leap into the business.
Oh, I love that question. So what got me started as a fan is my older brother is a wrestler. So, well, like not a pro wrestler. He wrestled collegiately.
Mm,
So he was into WCW back in the
mm,
day, and on the N64 we had WCW versus the NWO. So I loved like Sting and Jericho and Diamond Dallas Page and Bret Hart was one of my favorites. So
mm.
that got me into the old
Never.
product. And then my buddy Tyler came over and then showed me the modern day product, probably right around like fifth grade or so. And I was hooked ever since, you
Nice.
know. Um, And then really like falling into pro wrestling is such a I don't know, for me it's such a cool story. I started out as a fan or on the independent scene here in Michiana, which for me I think the hotbed is probably South Bend is probably the closest continuous wrestling around. So I went to RCW probably for about 5 or 6 shows. And then one night me and a bunch of buddies found ourselves at the Fort Wayne Coliseum for Heroes and Legends, where a one Congo Kong just so happened to be
Mm.
wrestling. And I think I talked to him one time before at FWF, and he was a real cool guy. So I walked up and just said hi to him, and he remembered me for some odd reason. So he just looked at me point blank and was just like, "Is this something you want to do, or are you just a fan?" And I mean, I thought my eyeballs were gonna pop out of my head. I didn't think that pro wrestling was gonna be offered just like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you hear all this, gatekeeping, and you hear about the
Yeah.
trials and tribulations that the people that came before us went through. Thankfully, they laid the
Oh, yeah.
path so I didn't have to. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was off to the races. I have my wife. It was at my longtime girlfriend at the time, and I sat down and talked with her about it, and she was just like, "Hey, you've wanted to do it. You have the opportunity to go on a golden platter, so." For every Tuesday and Thursday for about 4 years straight, I made the hour and 45-minute drive to Bluffton, Indiana, and traded on the Kong. And it was a bumpy road, but it was a fun road, and I learned a lot. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
happy to be thankfully in this business, to have made it to be in this business.
Nice. Yeah, you had the hell of a person to learn from right there. And, you got your fandom into, getting into the business a little different than me. I didn't actually get my start watching independent wrestling until I was literally stationed with the Navy in San Diego.
Hmm.
I just looked up pro wrestling in San Diego, and then boom, there I went. But wrestling on the Nintendo 64, man, that brought up some dang memories for me, man. I still I still got my Nintendo 64 hooked up down here. This is, you know, the entire basement down here is like my one area of the house that is like air quotes mine, even though to be quite honest, I don't know if I really have,
It's
decorating.
borrowed time.
Yeah, I don't have decorating decisions or none of that. I mean, I got this stuff, but you
Cool
know,
stuff.
I got other stuff. Yeah, I got other stuff that I want to get put up, but
We gotta get written
again, happy
permission.
wife, happy, yeah,
Yeah,
happy wife,
pick your
happy life.
battles.
Yep, most
Well,
definitely,
and
especially when. Oh, go ahead.
oh no no go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just about to say, especially during NFL season when we're fans of two different teams, and whenever they play each other, I had it happen one time. They played twice in the season. One time they beat my team, and the other time my team won. And my supervisor at the time was like, "Hey, man, it's your turn to give her some shit." And I'm like, "I really don't feel like sleeping on the couch tonight."
Yeah, I like my life and my face how it is.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not stupid, but yeah, no, great times and oh god, Nintendo 64. I still have oh god, some of the games I didn't have back when I originally had it, like WCW NWO Revenge. I didn't have that back in the
Mm.
day when I first had it, but I was almost about to try to find a copy of No Mercy because I'm like, I knew I had one back in the day, but I was like, shit. But then my parents brought a tub, Rubbermaid tub of some of my stuff from their house. It and it had a handful of Nintendo 64 games in there, and boom, No Mercy was right there.
Dude, what a find. Oh my God.
Saved my ass some damn money.
Yeah, no kidding. They get expensive nowadays, man. And that's honestly like I think it's probably the coolest way to discover wrestling is probably through them. I especially when I started to get good at the game, they're like,
Yeah.
all right, if you're gonna like get this good, if you're gonna be this into it, we're gonna actually show you what it is. So I think the first match I can probably ever remember is Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero at Halloween
Mm.
Havoc.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so
Classic.
like I had a real old school introduction to wrestling, and I think that kind of translates to my in-ring work a little bit.
I like that. I like that flavor because, well, I mean, yeah, I'm 42. I got raised like I'm older than WrestleMania. I am literally older than WrestleMania.
Oh hell, I am older than the granddaddy of them all. Wow,
Yep,
hell of a
I
statement.
am not even. I'm not even denying it anymore. But
And that's not even my nickname for it. That's JR's nickname for it.
yep, that. Yep, I'm older than the granddaddy. That wow, wow. My do not. I hope my wife don't end up watching this one because she is gonna never. She's gonna use that one on me like crazy.
I just made a Dustin Mack fan, so brother, either way, it works for me.
But yeah, I remember getting introduced through guys like the Road Warriors
Yep.
and a guy back when I was growing up. The guy scared the crap out of me, but he some of my first actual memories of watching. I remember watching some of his stuff, but Bruiser Brody.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Back in the day, that guy scared the crap out of me.
It's actually insane you brought that up. I don't know where he was at, but there's a I watched it today at my shoot jobs break. He got out the ring in either Japan or Korea somewhere. Um, he just got out the ring and got into the crowd, and they all just scattered, all of them. and it was the coolest effect to see because back then they had such a mad mastery over the crowd, and
Oh
just
yeah.
to see, you don't have that nowadays. You can have John Moxley go and cut somebody's forehead right in the middle of 20 people, and nobody's even gonna flinch, but in 1980, you had him just go over the guardrail and just everybody and their brother just scatter. Like that was for me, I've never seen that. To
Oh
have
yeah.
that kind of
Oh,
effect, to create that kind of emotion out of people is just absolutely insane. And to do nothing but just uh, to
oh
watch
yeah.
him work with just the most simplest shit. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, watching back now, like right now, I gravitate towards a lot of those intense personas. So like watching him back now, I'm like, dude, one of my freaking all-time favorites, like right there. Although, and the the episode on the dark side of the ring that on the situation from Puerto Rico with him,
Yep. Yep.
like it can be a little emotional, but I kid you not, I consider it one of the greatest episodes they've done.
Oh
That
yeah,
one
it's a flagship episode. It's a flagship episode for sure.
for sure. But one thing here when we were talking about independent wrestling, uh, the Midwest from like where I'm at in Omaha, Nebraska, through the Great Lakes, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, all over. It's kind of a slept on region when it comes to independent wrestling. Like
Yeah.
when you think of like the air quotes meccas of independent wrestling, you're obviously thinking either one of the coasts.
Yeah.
You're not, and I still say people should think more about a lot of the Midwest because I mean, you look at some of the Hall of Fame talent out there that have come from this region. It's the who's who of damn wrestling.
I mean, I got Ruby Soho that owns not a card shop, a board game shop 20
Mm,
minutes down the road from me. It is absolutely I agree. I think we are one of the more slept on regions. Especially like you said, a lot of people think of the coast promotions, just 2 hours from me, you have AAW out of Chicago. You have 4 hours down at Louisville at OVW, which fortunately I've been able to,
mm,
compete in that ring, So you guys we have a lot to offer around here. We got Deadlock Pro in North Carolina. I know it's a little bit down south, but you know, we have a lot down here, and I think it is very slept on. And I'm blanking on 50 different promotions that are gonna go Dustin.
oh,
What the hell?
oh yeah. There's countless here in the Midwest that you could name. Going Midwest, you even do stuff
Yeah,
like
and
St. Louis Anarchy and um oh god, freelance in Chicago and
yeah, freelance Metro Pro, Pure Pro in Michigan. You got GLWA, you got RCW right down the road from me. You got House of Heat down towards Indianapolis. White River Wrestling, run by Mr. International Jake Omen, who is somebody I can look to in wrestling. He's a great guy in wrestling. But yeah, no, the Midwest, and I think Indiana too. I think
mm,
Indiana produces some of the best talent that has hit the road, and a lot of our guys do hit the road. So
oh yeah,
I think you're going to see a lot more guys coming out of not only just the Midwest, but Indiana especially in
mm,
the upcoming future.
oh yeah. Oh, I can agree. And oh god, I was thinking about some people when you were talking, but now I'm drawing a blank. But Ruby Soho, when I've met her once when she was still Heidi Lovelace.
Yes. Yep. Yep. I never got to see her in that era. I learned about that when I came up around here. But yeah, I'd love to see her in that
Yeah,
gimmick again.
I got to be the special guest ring announcer for a friend's match during that particular show. And then I was at the after party at this bar in Fargo, North Dakota, and I I got a little hammered, and they had karaoke, and I've always joked that I was going to need a little liquid encouragement if I was going to be expected to get up there and start singing karaoke. And then,
Well,
yeah, before I knew it, I was just looking to see what the lyrics were of the song because I couldn't recognize the song. And before I knew it, somebody was shoving a microphone in my face, and I'm and then I'm
here
singing
we go.
the puddle of mud song. She fucking hates me, and I'm like,
Divorced dad rock, baby. You can nail it. We're good to go. Fuck it.
oh man. And then literally the next day after I got over the fucking hangover, I was like, oh my god, I made an ass of myself in front of her. I'm like,
We
oh
made
that
memories. That's what's important. That's what's important.
I some of which that I can actually remember. Yeah, but
There you go. I
but
didn't say
yeah,
they were made well. I never said they were made well. I said they were made.
true.
They're not made well.
Now, okay, before we get into the couple specific promotions that I wanted to talk to you about, I saw a picture on Facebook, and I'm a fan of the hardcore and death match. That I gravitate towards those intense personas. I gravitate towards the intense matches. I saw a picture of. I swear it looked like you were swinging a monkey wrench at a guy.
Oh, Dante Xavier. Oh man. So okay. I am not a deathmatch guy by any means. My wife will beat the hell out of me worse than any pro wrestler would if I did death matches.
Oh,
But
my wife would do the same to me.
yeah, but at my home promotion, GLWA in Coloma, Michigan, we have this show every year. It's a hardcore show. It's called Sip of Sins. So Dante unfortunately decided to be Josh Morris's little lackey, and he played a hand in injuring my knee. So when I came back and won the belt, he was first up and he took a monkey wrench to the nuts because I was gonna do the world a favor and stop him from repopulating because one is enough and his daddy should be ashamed. But luckily now the kid turned a new leaf, you know.
Hey, yeah, no, luckily there for sure. Yeah, no, I saw that. And I'm like, oh damn,
I don't like to
damn.
go there, but
No, no, nobody. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Some people might like to go there, but I know I'm like you. I don't like to go there, but there's definitely those buttons that if you push them, yeah, I'll turn from normally a big old teddy bear, but those buttons get pushed, I'll turn into a fucking grizzly rather fucking quick.
yeah, and I like to look at it like Dante learned a valuable lesson in life. He moved on from it, he grew, and we're on good terms now. He walks a little bit to the side, still a little bit, but he's going to therapy for that. So we're all good. We're all good. He still
That that
wrestles.
that one testicle still feeling it from the monkey wrench.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. All I know is he's got some kind of therapy going on. So we're gonna root for Dante.
Yeah, we'll do that definitely. Now, you know that promotion, GLWA. You are a former top-notch champion. Now, I'm inching close to 400 episodes now. I think I'm like this is like 393, I think.
Hmm.
But I'm constantly still learning about more places and promotions that, you know, before I started talking to having somebody on the show, I might not have known a whole lot about that promotion. Explain to those outside of your area what the top notch title is like. What is it like a specific like division? Like, people have like back when they had like the cruiserweights and stuff like that.
I kind of look at it like it's our secondary title. We got the heavyweight championship, we got the top notch championship, the tag team, and then the women's, and I'm not placing the women's last, but the top notch is definitely the secondary men's title. Um to me it's the workman's title in my personal opinion. We don't have like a necessary division from it. For me, I'm 185 pounds. The regretfully, the current reigning champion is, 230, 240. So there's not necessarily a weight class per se.
Hmm,
It's just pretty much a step up class. So
gotcha.
during my time, I was GLWA's first ever two-time top-notch champion, and I tried to make it the workman's title, and now unfortunately Jorge's making it his. So we're gonna see what that looks like and hope for the best.
Oh, get that title back. Yeah, now get it off of him at least, I guess. But yeah, making me think back to the days like, eh, I guess, they're not. This title now doesn't seem to me too much like it was, but back in the day, what the Intercontinental title was in
Yeah.
WWE, kind of that workhorse title where you know people like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, they weren't quite up to, I'm just getting over some stuff earlier this week, so I got a
You're
little bit of
good.
a nagging cough still. But
It's all good.
they weren't at the, heavyweight title spot just yet, but they were like just about there. And
Yes.
then they won that IC title, and then bam, they were just like a rocket.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
much
And
like that top notch title is pretty much a version of that.
that's what I was trying to do, man. The guy before me, Josh Morris, me and him had a long heated rivalry. He helped when I came back from my first knee injury. I told him when he won the belt, all roads lead to Dustin Mack when I'm back, and the road led to me. And unfortunately, he couldn't get over that road for him anyway. But and I tried to build it as a workman's championship. I was the first person to defended outside of top-notch physiques, and I tried to really bring a name. And now to lose it like that, not saying Jorge didn't have help from Kyle Shaddix, but um, we're gonna have to learn a lesson and move on from it. And after I get done with Kyle, my eyes and my focus is all on Jorge and getting my title back.
Yeah, I like it. Now, another promotion, Pro Wrestling King. I've heard a little bit about them. I've had some people that have been through there on. There was, looking through some match histories. There was one name in particular that kind of jumped out, and for those that fans of the original era of ECW will remember this guy that's super crazy. Getting to
Yeah.
compete against that guy, seeing how he's, done moonsaults and shit off of balconies and stuff. What was that like for you?
The thing about Super Crazy is you don't he is he is more calculating than I ever thought he would be. I recognize that he is a veteran in this business. He's a member of the original ECW. And his name is Super Crazy, and he is just that super crazy, but he's also probably one of the most calculating veterans I've ever seen in a ring. He had no wasted movement. is what he did in that ring crazy? Yes, but you could tell even even on the receiving end of it, um, he knew what he was doing. It's almost like he knew what we were gonna do, and he probably did to a certain degree. He's probably seen, guys like me who are just barely 5 years in. He's probably seen a dime in a dozen. So for him, it was probably just another day in the park. For me and Elijah Euros, it was a whole learning experience, both good and bad. Mainly bad for Elijah, mainly good for me because I won the match. But to step in there and get in there with a veteran like Super Crazy, it's a learning experience, and I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Invaluable stuff right there. Getting to, go toe to toe with a guy like him. And yeah, you know what? I can see that with him, not so much, the wasted movements in there, because yeah, he's able to pull off some crazy shit, but it's always like he makes it so fluid and smooth and just like hard hitting too. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
it's like
damn.
that came out of nowhere, almost like you knew you were gonna do that, but like, how did you know you were gonna do that? And then he's doing another thing to you, and that hurt too. Like, I don't know if you watched the match, but he picked me up and he tried to play me like a fucking guitar. I don't know if you ever been played like a fucking guitar before, but thank God for Elijah and his elbow because I don't make a good C string. In my personal opinion, he tried to I have a whole owl tattooed right here. He tried to rub it, don't come off. It's permanent. It's in there.
Yeah.
All respect and love to Super Crazy though. Like I said, I'm
Oh
a
yeah.
better wrestler for it.
Now this other person is it was a few years back, but the name, maybe not as, definitely not as big as Super Crazy, but the name made me think, and maybe I'm mistaken of the character's name, but Billy Madison, the wrestler guy that was in there, that was like the revolting blob or something.
Hmm.
Like I saw a match of you with the revolting blob, and I'm like, dude, that reminds me of that one principal guy from Billy Madison, where he was trying to hide his identity, his past identity of the revolting blob, and got in trouble for like damn near killing a guy. And then I'm like,
Yep,
wait,
that's
revolting
his
blob
son. Yep, that was his son, evidently, or nephew, or something along those lines. I don't know. He didn't really talk
related
good
to him.
English. Yeah, he's related to him. He just kind of made gurgling noises. So I was gonna be his tag partner, against another. At the time, I was much younger in my career for that match. That was years ago. I'm trying to remember that off the top of my head.
I think it was like
I know.
22, if I remember right.
Yeah, I was pretty young in my career because I started in 2020 during the pandemic, but we really didn't wrestle a whole lot, so I kind of count 2021 as my first official year, kind of getting off the
Yeah,
ground. So yeah, that was pretty young in there, but from what I can remember, yeah, we were kind of put together. I showed up just trying to pay some dues. And they're like, yeah, the Revolting Blob needs a partner because you can't do a 2-on-1. And I was like, all right, let's go. So I asked him what his game plan was, and he just kind of looked at me and gurgled. Very strange
interesting.
odor. Yeah, very strange odor about him. But he could do the Macarena. I remember that part.
All right, yeah. Well, I
Pro
guess the
wrestling leads you to some strange places sometimes.
oh, it definitely will. Yeah, I've definitely seen some crazy shit. And you know what? I got an actual question in one of my categories I have towards the end, but we'll go into that a little later. I actually, you know what? We'll start jumping into those. I have two categories. One's a bit of a name game where I name off some people. You give me some quick thoughts on each of them. And I try to theme it towards the guest as much as possible. And, you mentioned the tattoo. Well, each of these people have some pretty noticeable tattoos, like that you look at him and you're like, damn. So I give you the name. First thoughts that pop into your head about him.
Awesome.
First one. Well, actually, a couple of these guys are now teaming up with their wives, but this one's the first one that, you know, came back to WWE relatively recently. Aleister
Oh.
Black.
Oh man, a dream match. A dream match. I do
That
the
would have
black
been,
mass kick, so um I didn't really follow him when he was on the indies, but I watch his stuff now and I try not to rip him off because me and him do both have legitimate martial arts background, him being more of the Muay Thai, I being of more Wado Kai. So, we do have similar movements in the ring, so that's definitely a dream match of mine. I think that me and him would have just very good natural chemistry in there.
that would be something. Yeah, I've been a fan like, oh god, back like, oh, towards the end of his original indie run when he was I believe known as Tommy End. I believe that's what he was. Yeah. I could be
Okay.
mistaken. I watch so much damn wrestling for this show. Sometimes I pull
It
brain
all
farts
just
on it.
bleeds together.
Yeah, it all bleeds together at some point. Next up, a guy that well, he's in this tournament to potentially become John Cena's last opponent,
Oh man.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. Oh man, what you I have a lot of respect for that guy. I read his story on a personal level, can relate. Um he is probably one of the most slept on guys in WWE right now. I
Oh yeah.
think I honest to God think that once he is done, and hopefully that's a long road from now because he's got a lot to contribute. I think he's going to make one hell of a producer, and I think we're going to hear him producing a lot of WrestleMania main events. I
Oh
think he's got
yeah.
a lot to benefit from this business still, in and out the ring. And
Oh
I would obviously love to wrestle that dude.
oh that would be something. And you know what? I agree. He definitely would be an asset as a producer. And I mean, hopefully, like you said, that's a bit of a
Hopefully
long
a
way
long, long
off.
road.
All right. Next up, guy that recently won back the WWE World Heavyweight title. You could call him the same thing that Danhausen calls him, Pepsi Phil, or CM Punk.
Yeah, I wanted to stab him in the neck in 2009. If he would have ever seen preteen Dustin Mack, he'd been dead for taking my boy Jeff Hardy out the WWE. I wanted that man dead, but I have all the love and respect for CM Punk on a personal note. He is definitely an enigma in the business in himself, and to just be able to sit there for 15 minutes and pick his brain about
Oh,
not only wrestling but just life and coping on the road and just see the tips and tricks he did to get where he's at. I mean, can you imagine having the repertoire to have Eddie Guerrero put the WWE Intercontinental Championship on the line at an ROH show? Like, can you imagine that? Like, do you know what kind of person you have to be both in and out the business for that to happen?
yeah.
Like, just a little insider talk for y'all. Pretty fucking good person because nobody did that for anybody until Eddie
Yep.
did it for Punk. So, yeah.
Yep. Oh, God. ROH. My show has had a history with a handful of people from the well, and even a
I
little bit of
noticed.
the Tony Khan era too, but the more so the pre Tony Khan era. I've had
Yeah.
I've had former owner Kerry Silkin on.
Yep. I
I've
heard that one.
I've had former 6-man tag champ Dutch on.
Yep.
I've had God damn, Trying to think now. Well, damn, was he on during that time? Well, New Japan, but I believe he was in. Uh, I wanted to say he was in Ring of Honor before Tony Khan bought it, but Clark Connors had him on, and then Tony Khan era, Billy Starks.
Oh, Billy, she's cool. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
she's cool.
nothing but great
Um,
things to say about her.
speaking of former ROH guys, man, I think would really love to talk to Bob Evans, man.
No,
Brutal, Brutal Bob. He did a seminar for us a couple months ago at GLWA, and that is by far one of the best seminars I've attended. That guy is such a genuinely good guy. I mean, we've only ever met the one time, but I've been able to message him for advice. He shares my stuff.
nice.
He is just a genuinely good ring veteran that is here to benefit the young guys coming up. So,
That is
I
awesome.
just wanted to give him a shout out. Speaking of just
Oh,
former
for sure.
ROH
No,
guys, you
definitely.
know,
Would love to have him on. And you know what? I forgot one. Cheeseburger.
cheeseburger. Wow, that's an old school one. Wow,
Cheeseburger was my 300th episode.
that's a hell of an episode.
Oh
An
yeah, that
XL
was
size
fun.
episode.
That was fun. Now, last but not least, I believe I have a figure of his somewhere around here, but I am a huge fan of this guy, Brody King.
Brody King. Brody King.
Speaking of another ROH guy,
I want to wrestle and introduce my wife to Brody King. After he wore the abolished ice shirt, I ordered one. That guy, I have the very that's a very personal thing for me and my wife, and that made her tear up looking at that photo that somebody on a major network was representing people like us, or not like me, but you know. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I really want to meet Brody King and thank him for real. He is a very. I ordered one and I wear it to the ring now. Just yeah, how brave he is to do that. It's a very bold statement. So I have the utmost
Oh
appreciation
yeah.
for
No,
him.
for somebody on a platform as big as AEW has to, out to the ring with that on national television, yeah, it's a pretty big move right there. And you know what? Much respect. You know, I don't get too political on the show because I try to make it an escape for everybody. But anybody out there that is able to stand up for what they believe in a way like he did, nothing but respect for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Love that guy. Never met him, never talked to him. Have all the love and respect in the world for him.
Oh, yeah. Now, I got some random questions, some wrestling related, some not, some nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far.
Joe.
First one, we talked about some wrestling crazy moments. What's craziest in match moment for you?
Oh man. Oh God. There's a lot. That's oh man. Um is there any context to that or just like what happened point blank period?
Um, it can be, I've had people go from like crazy moments like like an oh my god almost injury moment, or like oh my god they're in the ring with some huge name. Like I've heard people getting in the ring with Rhino. I've had a member of the NOI family tell me about a match in the original ECW with New Jack where they got told to uh,
All right. Well, I
be
got a couple.
careful with the arena, and then they both proceed to end up going through a wall.
Yeah, that happens. That happens quite a bit. Yeah, I got a couple, man. As far as injuries go, man, I've seen some wild stuff. So I'm not gonna name the promotion because it's a really good promotion. But we was in Toledo, Ohio, and a guy I was tagging with put the guy up, and I don't know what he was going for, but he went to run up the ropes and probably do a superplex or whatever, or a Spanish fly, but when he got to the top rope, he lost his momentum, and they both went tumbling from the top of the ring to the floor. And all that happened before I could turn my head. So all I seen was old boy go up, and all of a sudden, both of them are gone. And I'm sitting there looking like, oh my God, what just happened? Did they just disappear into the air? You know? But we when I first started out, I always tell this story. When we first started out, I was in a tag team called the Entitled, and my tag team partner was able to run his mouth really good. So we're at this fair show, and it's this fair taking place at a campground, and it's all people who live there year round at this campground. So we're going to jaw jacking, and we get to the end of the match, and then all of a sudden, the people that we're jaw jacking with decide that they want to get on top of the apron and get on and try to get in the
Mm,
ring, and we're trying to, we're trying not to, catch a case, but we're also trying to defend ourselves a little bit. And before we know it, our trainer is getting in the ring with us and being like, "Get the fuck away from these kids!" And like, "You two get the fuck out." So yeah, I've seen a little bit of everything from fans trying to get into the get into the ring to people up and almost disappearing and falling on their asses.
yeah, I've I've seen some crazy stuff myself, including one that I don't believe I've actually ever told on the show before. But there was a show that I went to here locally to me, and one of the heels had apparently pissed off a table of bikers that was there. And I see one of them a little while later walking by me, I think during or right before intermission. And military, I can recognize, you know, shapes of like weapons. And I look as the guy's walking by me and I see it. And I remember just thinking in my head, that don't look like no flashlight or anything. So then I'm like walking up to one of the people I know works backstage, and I'm like, you might want to tell you know who.
Skedaddle.
Yeah, and I've seen multi people ladder matches where the ladder folds from people jumping through them. I've seen oh god the infamous John Moxley Adam Copeland street fight from earlier this year.
Oh Lord, yeah. Oh man.
That I was at that show. That
Oh my
happened here in
God.
Omaha. I
Yeah,
was
yeah, it did.
I was third row right by the entrance. It
Oh my
literally
God.
happened right in front of me.
No, you couldn't pay me enough. Those boys are braver than I. You could not
Like
pay me enough.
I my back issues got worse after just watching that because I saw like literally I'm seeing the nail board over there and just thinking, oh, it's going to get moved out of the way like it always does, or he's going to hit the wood part. And then I see him hit the nails. And I'm like, yeah, fuck.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's physical and it's an art form and it's great, and some people's way of doing it is a little crazier than I. I've seen a lot of stuff like that. We got a guy by the name of the War Boy Dre Jacobs. He doesn't wrestle around Indiana anymore. He's mainly up in Michigan, but I've seen that dude do some gnarly stuff with some gusset plates. I know a buddy of mine, Percy Drews. He's a high flyer. I remember specifically in Bourbon one night we were fresh out of training, and he goes for a over the top rope dive, a tope suo, whatever as the kids call it. I call it a top rope
Tope
dive.
Suicida.
Yeah, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
he goes for it and he gets his foot hooked right at the end and he's going and all of a sudden he just drops
Oh
to a
shit.
90-degree and just smacks his head on the pavement and we all just go running out breaking kayfabe like oh my God, he's dead. Luckily he didn't suffer nothing but a hurt eardrum, but
Yeah.
um yeah, but
Ouch.
I'm also no punk to it myself. Kip Rude has urinagied me through a table. Big Jorge, we were fighting for the top notch championship. We were on the turnbuckle. I went to give him that superplex, but he's Big Jorge. When I went to lift off, he got underneath me, gave me a little reverse side suplex of his own, and we went broke that ladder straight in half, man. I had a
Mm.
bruised shoulders blade for 4.5 weeks after that. Um, Me and Josh Morris, I remember specifically, like I said, I got 15 years in Wado Kai, so I had him in a triangle. Josh has legs like tree trunks, picked me up, and I even set the door there myself. I hate watching this clip, thinking back on it. I set a door up 5 minutes prior. He picks me up and launches me through this door. Launches himself too. But that's what we were
Yeah.
willing to do to win this match. Is he was willing to get a concussion to get the top notch title back, and he was going to have to kill me to get it out of my hands. But yeah, pro wrestling definitely has its crazy stories.
No, that it does. Now, as of this recording, we are inching close to Thanksgiving. Everybody has their favorite, the staple of the meal that is like if the place that they're going doesn't have it, they're almost upset. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I will get a felony over my aunt's mac and cheese if it's not there.
Mm, I
I
can
will
understand
commit
that one.
a full board crash out.
Oh yeah. No,
I
I'm that way towards stuffing. I'm like you get my my mother and the youngest of my sisters both ended up for some medical reason that I can't remember having to go gluten free. So that first Thanksgiving after, and they didn't have freaking stuffing there. I was like, I was almost sitting in the chair before the meal, just pouting like, no stuffing. What the fuck? Yeah,
Why
I
did I
wasn't.
even get my shoes on?
Yeah, I put on my comfy pants and everything, and you ain't gonna have no damn stuffing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Now I'm getting Joey from Friends with this freaking stretchy pants walking in there. Where's the turkey?
Where's the turkey? We need the turkey and the stuffing, damn it.
Oh yeah. Gravy on all of it. Fuck it. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's
I'll
crazy.
put gravy on the whole damn plate.
Oh, I'm not a gravy guy. Not a gravy guy.
Depends on the gravy though. I don't know. But all right, next question. You mentioned some tattoos. I got a few myself. What is the one that you have that was the most painful?
I guess probably my chest for how long I've had to sit there for it. It's a cover up. Nothing bad or anything like that. Just a badly constructed tattoo. Um, so yeah, for as long as I had to sit there, I probably got probably close to 15 hours just in my chest alone. So
Mm.
after a while, everything gets kind of tender. Nothing like stands out as far as like, oh my God, I'm shaking the table wise. My hand kind of sucked, actually, now I think about it. But I got a bony hand, so yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
that one I would have thought would be kind of painful because like I got one on each of my calves here, and like there's there's some meat on there. Your hand, there's not a lot of that there. Like the needle's just going and hitting bone and shit.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the majority of what it was, but it kind of goes numb after a while, you know? You can only beat it
I
up so much before it goes numb.
I I can see that. All right.
Yeah, I mean, my calves, I sat there just fine. I got lettering on my calf, just sat there just fine. But everybody's different though. My
No.
father-in-law got my daughter's footprints done on his calf, and you would have looked at him and thought he was dying. So everybody's different, baby.
Yeah, I got one on each of my calves, and somebody was telling me, "Oh my God, did those hurt?" I heard the calves are painful. I'm like, me? For like my first ever one was the one I have on my left calf. I was nervous, but good Lord, I wouldn't have. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as I anticipated.
Right.
I think it was the anticipation of it that made it worse.
Yeah,
But
no,
once it got
it's the
going, I
before.
was like, yeah, no, I have my headphones in, watching something on YouTube, and I'm good.
Yeah, especially nowadays. When I first got started getting tattooed, they had I think I'm not like 100% on all the terminology. I know somebody in the comments is gonna roast me, but it wasn't wireless. The machine wasn't wireless. The machine was hooked up to wires, so it was like a rotary, I believe what they called it, and
Yeah,
that hurt. That hurt a lot more than what they have now with the wireless ones that feel like feathers compared to what I first started getting tattooed with. I think it wasn't up until I went to my
mm,
new artist that I started getting the new school way of done.
mm. That or oh God, the ones that I hear are really painful are the ones like oh God, I know The Rock has one, and I think the Usos and maybe Roman Reigns, but the old school Samoan ones where they're taking like the thing and like tapping the thing in the
Oh
skin,
yeah, I want to get one of those so bad. I love the idea.
like
I want to get one
they
so bad.
they look impressive as hell, but I hear they're crazy freaking painful.
They have to be. They absolutely have to. I mean, somebody's hammering you and then stabbing you all at the same time. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Those
Oh God.
Polynesians have it right.
Oh yeah. No, that those they got some impressive stuff there. Now, with the name of a show like I have to ask this one. Favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise, or hell both, because just because it says drinking a Moe's doesn't mean that it has to be alcoholic.
I am no stranger to Modelo. I wish they would sponsor me. Um,
Oh yeah, Medel's so
yeah,
good.
I love that. I love Modelo. I love 1800 tequila. Um, I'd be lying if I said I didn't drink soda. And everybody and their brothers gonna be like, "Why do you drink soda?" But
I
I love
do.
a good.
I've been drinking it during this podcast.
There's a couple of boys in the locker room that haven't touched it in years, and they'll let you know
Uh,
about it. But I do love a good Dr. Pepper too. Also Arizona iced teas, stuff like
oh
that.
yeah.
I do try to limit my sugar intakes, but I'd be lying if I said, I didn't indulge every now and then.
Oh yeah. Nope. I definitely need to drink a little more water, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a Dr. Pepper fiend. I
I
do.
definitely,
Oh, go ahead.
I definitely consider myself a more of a social drinker when it comes to alcoholic
Mm,
drinks.
yeah,
I,
I'm
or
that
if I'm
way.
grilling outside, I can bust open a Modelo if we got the friends over and whatnot. But I don't know. I don't sit here and watch TV and drink.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely very much the same. I've had my days where I did all that. But yeah, anymore, social drinker mostly. Like, but yes, when I get together with the wrestling shows, or oh god, whenever my brother-in-law is in town, who actually lived in Mexico for part of his life, he make he makes the best homemade chiladas that are like just freaking delicious.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Like I'm truly spoiled when he comes to town and starts making those. Oh my god, they're freaking. He's coming up soon. I'm gonna have to be like, hey, we're making those.
Hey, yeah, for Christmas, brother. Come on.
Don't. Oh yeah. And my, I mentioned my son. Well, we're having his first birthday before the actual day because, well, he was actually born Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow, that gets expensive.
Yeah. Well, we went for what was supposed to be our last ultrasound, and wife's whatever happened, it was all kind of a blur. They were like, well, you were going to be coming back in a day or two anyways. How about we just start this process now? And I was just like, whoa, what?
That was quick.
And then literally like 8:30, 9:30 that night, there he is.
Yeah, it's amazing how for once it's amazing how quick it comes once they get here, man. It's all gas, no brakes after that.
Oh, get this little dude. Yeah, he's very much
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Preach to me, brother. I know. Preach. That's okay. I'm with you. I'm in the trenches right next to you. I got
Oh
you.
man, we are getting to the point where he like I actually just had going on a tangent here. I literally just had this happen where we have this couch that looks from the living room into the kitchen. My wife was in the kitchen, and sometimes he's getting to crawling and climbing on stuff. Well, I just hold on to him. He starts climbing up on the top of the couch, looking over into the kitchen, and it's almost like I'm thinking, man, he would make a good uh, wrestling manager, somebody doing different wrestling promos, because he's standing up there and he's like, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Cutting that promo on you, Pops. Let me tell you about your snack distribution skills. They suck.
Oh God, I can only imagine that. But yeah, he'll go from not saying a word, and then he gets up there and then and I'm just like, I
Let you
start
hear about it.
I start laughing my ass off.
You have to. You have to, man.
It's just funny.
Yeah, it is. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy it while it lasts, man. My daughter used to make this little neigh sound, and I used to tell my wife, "We gotta record that. We gotta record that." And she stopped making that once she got older, and I was like, "Fuck, I should have recorded that."
No, I'm gonna be starting to record some of this stuff because oh, damn. He has the funniest laugh where he starts to laugh and all of a sudden it's just
Yeah, you start to hear your mannerisms come out a little bit, huh?
yeah, oh, yep, yep. Like getting him laughing and then he's just start yeah, oh god. Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
"There's me. There's me. There I am."
Although I will say this. Growing up, I always I got bullied, but I got one of the things that I'm able to laugh about it anymore. But I bullied about the size of my head. I joke about you know the one size fit all hats. The snapbacks that say one size fits all. I'm like, that's a bunch of bullshit. They
Don't
don't
fit
fit
me,
my
damn it.
they don't fit my damn head. And then people comment about you know my son's a big boy. from like 5 months, 5, 6 months, he's been about the size of an average 1 year old. And some people have commented on the size of his head. And I'm like, yeah, damn it, don't remind me of the one part of me I didn't want him to get.
Yeah, but I bet if he cracks you upside the head with that head, you ain't gonna be commenting on it no more.
So he's holding him leaned back and leaned his head back and bonked the crap out of my nose more than once.
Yeah, that's all right. Having a big head comes in handy when you need it. That's all right. God, I
Okay.
bet if you would have cracked one or two of them, they would have quit talking.
Yeah. Although, okay, before we get into my last question here, I've I got one particular memory from high school that I'm able to laugh about with it. My, I played football in high school, and this isn't the part that I'm able to laugh about, but I mean, kind of. Freshman year, they had to like actually order me a helmet because they didn't have one big enough. Well, it gets to end of football season my senior year. After it was like a day or two after the last game, my coach comes up to me and is like, well, I guess we can retire your helmet now. I'm like, are you telling me you're going to give it to me? They didn't.
I mean, what? I bet it's just sitting there collecting dust since then.
Probably.
Hey, this is the one time we used it.
Yeah. Put it in a freaking museum. All right. Last but not least, the question I got here. Best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling?
Oh, don't get good training. Get
Get good training.
good training. Invest in yourself. Get good training, get good gear. Be willing to sacrifice. Um, God, there's a lot, dude. For me personally, it's yeah, get good gear, get good training, keep your nose to the grindstone, and don't get involved in bullshit.
All great advice, and a lot that can be used for more than just wrestling.
Yeah, yeah, don't get involved in bullshit is the main thing. Mind
That,
your fucking business.
that can be used anywhere.
Yeah, you would not believe the amount of people who love to stir the pot in this business, and independent wrestling would have a lot more traction and a lot more behind it if people stopped doing what they do as people.
Ain't that the truth? All right. Before we go, where can people find you social media wise? So if they don't already have their eyes on you, they can go ahead and get them there.
Dustin Mack at everything, at Dustin Mack at everything, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not too active on Twitter anymore, just because I just don't get on Twitter. Um, I'm on this app called Threads.
It's
You guys
probably
can get a
my
hold,
most neglected one.
huh?
It's probably my most neglected platform.
It really is. I just have no reason to get on there, honestly, besides just to promote. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, that type of deal. I'm on YouTube, at Dustin Mack on everything. You guys can catch me from anywhere from the top of Michigan at West Branch to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm all the way over in the Midwest, so keep an eye out for me on all your flyers.
Definitely get all that in the description. Want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. Been an absolute pleasure, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
See if I don't have any issues with this fucking button. I